Hello again, artisans and art fans. My name is Bethel, and I am on an arduous journey to becoming a full-time artist, author, and YouTuber. And it isn't going well. So I apologize in advance for the want energy, but the factor of the matter is I'm struggling. I'm super exhausted, have the cystic acne outbreak from you know where, and I just feel like I can't keep up with everything. Maybe you noticed, more than likely you didn't, that I didn't post a video last week. I did not send out a newsletter in May, which is a huge fail because that's like your newsletter is like way more important than social media because that goes directly to the people who have consented to receiving your like direct communication from you. So that really needs to be prioritized. And I haven't done one for June yet, and I definitely need to send one in June to let people know about the event that I have coming up. I've decided, and this is kind of the big news for this video, that I'm going to try to get both my website and book number 2 done by the San Diego Festival of Books, whereupon I think I have a table that I've been accepted. I've accepted my invitation to participate, or I've accepted the acceptance of my application, however that works. However, they've not sent me the link to pay yet, so I'm a little nervous, counting my chickens before they hatch, as it were, having not paid just yet. But I have expressed that I do want the table, and yes, please tell me how to pay. So there we are. But I'm kind of tired of showing up at festivals and events with just the same one book that I've had for the past 5 years. A couple of events I've put some of my art out, but this time I don't want to split the table, which is always a nice option when you can split the cost, but I don't want to. I want to fill the table with 2 books and my products, even if it's just one type of t-shirt, one type of, I'm not sure the puzzles will be part of it yet. That's the only one I'm not going to commit myself to. But like if there's one t-shirt, one, gosh, I can't even think of the products right now. My brain is just, because I'm so tired. And, but even if that's just it, if it's like art, 2 books, and then like a t-shirt or 2, and the main thing being that if somebody's size is not in stock, because I usually do like a limited print run for myself, then they can go online and do the whole print on demand order thing through my website. It's just like, it's one of those things that feels like time, like the project is expanding to fit the time allotted to it. And because I don't have a hard deadline, it's just taking longer and longer. So I need to just hire the help that I need to hire to finish the website. I've been focusing these last few weeks on kind of making a little more money because I was getting a little unhappy with how my bank accounts looked. So I did a little more work of what currently brings me money. And I think that I need to invest some of that into the artist side of the business and just go ahead and crank that out, get it done. I'm doing a trade with my sister. I'm helping her with some stuff, and then she is helping me with some stuff. And so I am going to get her help with the t-shirts because I feel like she in particular she'll be better at like narrowing down the font choices, because most of these are like text, like just quotes on a shirt. And I feel like I would get stuck in analysis paralysis where she could probably just pick a freaking font and move forward. So that would be great. I'm going to order some samples. I'm going to get book number 2 edited. I'm trying to finish the poetry selections like this week, the poem selections. Index cards to help me with that, so that I can put the titles of the poems on the index cards and kind of shuffle them around and see which ones I want to cut and which ones I want to keep. And then I'm not going to do a developmental edit. That's just going to be me, what the poems that I chose. And I think I'm going to divide them into like 4 sections maybe. The first book I did 3 sections with 2 intermissions, and I kind of structured it like a play. This book won't be like that. It's going to just kind of be a bit topical. I'm just going to group things like kind of maybe like nature poems, political poems, relationships, things like that. Those would be the kind of like 4 almost like chapter headings or section headings. I have a very clear concept for the front cover of what I want. So I just need to reach out to my designer who designed the first book and explain the concept to her and see if she's on board for doing this book as well, which would be awesome. I'd really like her to do all 3 of the poetry books so that there's like a look of consistency across the board, if possible. And then of course I need to have like a good couple of edits done, like proofreading at the end, but definitely a good strong like I forget what kind of edit it's called, but it's just like basically to make sure all the punctuation and stuff is correct, because even though you can take liberties in poetry, I'm really not good with punctuation, so somebody needs to look at it and be like, okay, were you trying to do something here, or did you just not know what you were doing, and that's why you have 18 commas, you know, because punctuation is not my strong point. So yeah, that's pretty much book number 2, and it's really doable. Also, publishing a book, not that big of a deal when you've done it once before. To truly launch a book, there are some steps that you know are recommended to take. ARCs are advanced reader copies, and if you're trying to get like awards or you want some organic or paid, you know, reviews from people at like prestigious journals and things like that, then you would need to have ARCs available like very early on, like 4 to 6 months ahead of time before you publish, so that you can hopefully get those. I'm not trying to do that for this round. This is going to be a shorter book, maybe a teeny bit longer than the first one. But the first and second books, I'm not trying to do that. Book number 3, I'm really going to push hard to do that sort of thing. And I'm going to enter it into awards and things like that. Book number 2, I feel like it's just going to be my second collection, and I just want to get it out there. I want to get it in the hands of people. Like I'm fine with just regular reader reviews like I have on book 1. I'm also not going to do the audiobook at this time. I'm not saying I won't do it later, but it was quite expensive to do the first one, and it takes a while to earn it out. I've not earned that back for sure. And I'm still having trouble figuring out why it's not like available at the different libraries. I thought it would be easier to get it in the libraries if you went through Ingram Spark and Find a Way Voices and all that. Ingram Spark for print, Find a Way Voices for audio. And it's not. So I feel like that means that it'd be premature to do that right now. Down the road, perhaps. Right now, no. So we're just going to have the print and ebook versions. So that's book number 2. So I'm tired, but I want to hustle harder because I feel like the only way to really flip this whole thing is to break through, you know, the 80-20. Like, it's not even 80-20. It's like 98.2% or something, maybe even worse. But if I just keep showing up to the same event, like paying, you know, a couple $100 to have a table someplace, and I just still have the one thing to sell, I'm never going to flip that. The only way to flip it is to invest a little more on things that can expand what I'm offering and make the items that I'm offering more attractive to, you know, so if they're not interested in book number 1, but maybe they're interested in book number 2, or if they are interested in book number 1, they might want to get both books, because I know I do that quite often. And if they're not interested in either, maybe they want the t-shirt, or if they're not interested in a t-shirt, maybe they want some art. But whatever it is, I really want to, excuse me, I really want to just give people more options and make my my chance at like earning back the table. And that's not the only reason you do these events and things. And I'll actually do a separate video on events and why I do them, all that kind of thing. But you know, there's more than reasons than just trying to make, you know, to sell that you do these events. And you can't really measure them by how much you sold in most cases. So, but I just feel like I can't keep, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting expecting different results. So I can't keep on the art side of things. I have dabbled a bit, like literally once in May, I dabbled a bit. Didn't even like what I made, but it was really more just about the point of getting back to it. However, I do need to do part 2 of the greeting cards. I did that video on greeting card backgrounds, batch making greeting card backgrounds. And so I'm going to finish the greeting cards, and that'll be a part 2. And that will be the next art video I post. It was supposed to go up last week, just did not happen. Sometimes I'll have the time and I do give it to doom scrolling, which isn't obviously the best. But the reason I end up doom scrolling instead of doing the thing is because I just don't have the mental capacity to do it, or I'm like just exhausted. So what I want to do is, like, if I'm exhausted, I'm just gonna like call it a night and go to bed so that the next day I can actually be not exhausted at the end of the day, and then go ahead and edit my video, or work on the book, or whatever needs doing, instead of just like, oh, I'm gonna just be on my phone for a few minutes and relax, quote unquote. Doesn't work, just makes for a more exhausted me the next day. So I would like to do more with some art in my studio this month, and part of that will be filmed, and some of it maybe won't, because I do think that sometimes I might just need to play around without filming it. So we'll see. Or the other option is to like film it but not worry, like make sure, oh, am I getting the best shot ever? And then if I don't like the footage, okay, that's that, just maybe some before and after pictures, and that'll be sufficient. So I have almost finished the butterfly. So if you've been following along with my journey, I do want to thank you for that, and happy to answer any questions, specific questions you may have. And I appreciate all your likes, everybody who's subscribed, and everybody who's shared it with someone who they think might be interested. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Take good care.